So everybody knows that quote where it's like, we all just have 24 hours in a day, so we got to focus our attention on what matters most. Successful people focus on the right things. Been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about how it applies to real estate investing. What should we be focusing on? Especially if I was just getting started. I don't care if you're just getting started or if you're seasoned, if you're in this business. What should we be focusing on? And what I'm thinking about, number one, everybody, the foundation of this thing is you got to be talking to sellers. You got to be on the phone. You got to be talking to sellers, even if you don't even have lead generation system set up, even if you don't have an inflow of leads. There's for sale by owners out there. There's wholesalers out there. You need to put yourself in the game today. Start evaluating deals. Start talking to sellers. And the number one thing you want to get to the root of when you're talking to a seller is, why are you selling? We want to get to the motivation. We want to learn about the house. The house is less important than why they are selling and why their motivation behind selling. You could find all the details of the house, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, things like that. That's all public information online. The only way to get to the core is to talk to them and find out what their motivation is. Talking to sellers. Another thing, and this takes courage, everybody. This is what separates the people who are successful from the people who never get started. You got to have courage. I'd be out there raising money. And we're going to be doing a big presentation on raising money tomorrow on our live stream in our resources Facebook group. I'm excited for that. And we're going to be talking about like a whole private money presentation. But you don't even need to do that to raise money. It's just a matter of, just like with sellers, talking to people, letting people know, I am looking at deals every single day, because you are. If you did step one, where you're looking at every single wholesaler's deal, you're calling every for sale by owner that you see, right? And just looking at the numbers. What is a good deal for this area? What are things renting for? Just immerse yourself in deals, and then start telling everybody that you are fully immersed in deals. And start telling everybody it's only a matter of time. I'm going to find something that I could buy for 50, 60 cents on the dollar. It'd be awesome if you could be a capital partner. Would you be interested in looking at deals with me? That's all raising money is. Could we look at deals together? It's not this big scary thing. So if I am a real estate investor, and I'm telling you, this is the most important stuff to do. Talking to sellers, raising money, which is just a matter of talking to other investors and saying, hey, we should do a deal together. That's raising money. We should do a deal together. Work out all the details after you have the deal on the table. But once you have access to private money, you could go back to those motivated sellers and move extremely quickly. This way, when you do have that seller willing to sell at 50 cents on the dollar, you could just close the deal, right? You don't need to wait around for appraisals or inspections and things like that. Waste the seller's time. Seller's going to love you because you're able to move extremely quickly because you have that capital partner, you have that private money raised. And the third thing is basically like quarterbacking deals. Whenever you got these deals into contract and they're at the title company, the seller's getting ready to sign, maybe you got a buyer lined up as well. There's all of this coordination that happens, and I'm here to let you know, the only way to learn how to do this is by actually getting out there and doing it, because every deal is a little bit different, and this is where some skills come into play, and you're going to learn this business by quarterbacking deals, closing deals, kind of basically facilitating this thing. The title company is going to do a great job, and they're going to help you. They're a vital role in this, but it's up to you to keep that line of communication going with the seller, move out dates, things like that, coordinating this deal, right? The buyer, did they send in their earnest money deposit? When are they ready to sign? Are they going to wire? If the buyer's using a loan, when is their funding going to come through? There's this whole quarterbacking of the deal that you need to keep your finger on the pulse of. You can't just rely on somebody else. You could get assistance. You could get an assistant and you get somebody to take some of the administrative work off your plate, but you got to know what's going on with your deals to get these things to the finish line, to get these things closed out. So talking to sellers, raising money, and quarterbacking deals, or basically facilitating the deal to the closing table so this thing actually gets closed, is where we need to be putting our attention. Where we put our attention will expand. These are revenue generating activities. Let's get after it today, everybody.